What? Dude! No, you didn't. I am playing Chain of Memories right now. Currently. Never played it, but I'm currently playing it. Is really that great, dude? Is Chain of Memories that great? Dude, yeah, that's the way I feel about this game. Like, this game is not that great. Let's compare this to Kingdom Hearts, Final Mix. I was hoping to get a Google review out of that. Dude, this is gonna be great. Yeah, 4.6. Oh my god, I need to see this now, actually. Kingdom Hearts 2 PlayStation review, IGN. When did this come out? 13 years ago. Okay. This game was my childhood right here. I'm about to play this game again too, because I'm playing the whole series again. Currently, I just beat Final Mix like a month or two ago, and now I played a couple other games in between then, and now I'm just coming back to this game, and now I'm playing Chain of Memories. And after Chain of Memories is this game, Kingdom Hearts 2. So I'm really looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm not gonna lie. When I finish Chain of Memories, I'm probably just gonna go straight to Kingdom Hearts 2 because that game is so fucking fun. I loved it.
Gee, he seems kind of different somehow.
Come on, we've got to help him.
Oh yeah, this world. I forgot about that.
Hey, this is Jeff Haynes, the now infamous editor of IGN PlayStation Team, and you're watching the video review of Kingdom Hearts 2. I've been reading a lot of the emails and reading the board posts, and one of the things that I want to do in this video review is
So first off, just like look around here and look at this art and playing this this is so cool. The way they incorporate this into every world that you play just makes it so it just makes it so immersive. It feels like
kind of
makes you just feel so part of the world.
exactly why the game got a 7.6, particularly from my view, since I'm
This thing is released 13 years ago and you guys are still giving 7.7s? 7s? This game has been released 7 years ago. This game was released 13 years ago and IGN is still giving these games 7s, dude. This game is a 10. Get the fuck out of here. This game is a fucking 10.
the one that played it, but also giving you a background of exactly where the other editors in the office are. Those of us who've played the game all agree that the game is beautifully presented. The worlds that you adventure through and the characters, the plot line, especially the story elements that you find in Kingdom Hearts 2 are definitely well presented and are a step above the original and that of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Particularly if you happen to have played those first two games, you'll have a leg up on everybody else because Kingdom Hearts 2 ties in a large amount of the storylines from the first two games in this one and answers a lot of questions that you might have had.
Hence why I am playing Chain of Memories right now. I have never played Chain of Memories, and so I decided with recently Steam coming out with these Kingdom Hearts games, I am for sure definitely gonna be replaying these games because this has been my childhood dream, is to just replay this whole series. Now granted, I probably won't be able to replay 358/2 Days or not Chain of Memories, Recoded, but I actually do have a DS, so I might just order those games, but I could watch them on there. I could watch the cinematics on there, and that's fine too. And I played the shit out of those as a kid that I feel like I've had enough of them and I don't need to replay it. The only reason why I would replay it is for nostalgic reasons, but I don't need to, you know. But as a kid growing up, the story of this, I started with 358/2 Days because I remember growing up watching my cousins play this game too, and I was like, yo, this game is cool, this game looks cool as shit. And I was like, Mom, Dad, you guys gotta get me Kingdom Hearts. and the only console I had at the time was a DS, and they got me Kingdom Hearts 358/2 days. So that was my first Kingdom Hearts, and so I started with that one. That was my first one, and I loved it. I enjoyed the shit out of it as a kid. I loved it. Funny story, by the way. I made it through that whole game level 1 because I did not know that you had to put your level into your little slot to level up. So that's crazy. I was going and fighting bosses and doing just little bits of health. Little bits. Like, I was barely beating them. And let me tell you, when my world flipped upside down when I figured out that you could level up from those, I was like, dude, I've been playing this game wrong this whole time. Oh my god. But the sheer fact that in that game 358/2 days that you could play with people, like I was able to play with my brother, and you could do missions with people co-op and play as the organization members and Sora and Roxas was badass. That was so cool. Or I think you could even play as Donald and Goofy. Like, you could play as anybody. I feel like 358/2 days was great for a DS game. Let me look up the reviews really fast. (358/2 days) DS reviews. Go down here. It is IGN even gave it an 8, 75% there, and a 75% from there. This game was great. I love the crap out of this game. I feel like this game was awesome. I don't care what anyone says. This was probably one of the better titles that Kingdom Hearts came out with, especially for a DS. Great game. And also, another thing, dude, those popsicles look bomb as fuck. Those popsicles look so good. You can't tell me you playing this game have not wanted to try a lick of that freaking salt sickle right there. That thing looked bomb as hell. Tell me otherwise. Come on.
People that are just coming to the series by way of Kingdom Hearts 2 may find themselves a little bit lost, particularly in the beginning, thanks to the expository cuts, some of the
And speaking of which, like, speaking of being lost, I think this was the second game I ever played in the Kingdom Hearts series. I think I went 358/2 days, this recoded, and then I played somewhat through Kingdom Hearts 3, and then that's when I was like, okay, you know what? I really liked this game as a kid, but I've never really completed it or really played through it. But I just know that the lore in it was just so awesome growing up, and I really want to get into it now that I can get into it. And so I played Final Mix, and I got to do Chain of Memories, and so I'm trying to understand the story because this story is confusing as hell. That's my own fault, I guess. That is my own fault.
Flashback sequences and some of the other plot devices that are done. However, later on, a lot of it starts to get slowly tied together, and if you happen to be really confused, you can always kind of rely on Jiminy Cricket's journal, which has been definitely expanded and is a much needed and much improved resource for any player that is going through the game. We also think that, you know, the game sounds great, and it really has a number of advances that makes it
great soundtrack,
better in some ways than the original. For instance,
great
the
gameplay
camera is much
dude, the camera in Final Mix sucks, dude. Oh my god, dude, it's too close to you, and that's the only thing. It's just too close to you.
Better. As opposed to using the left 2 and right 2 buttons on the controller, it's now tied to the right thumbstick. And this allows you to essentially rotate the camera in any place that you need it to be. It's not entirely perfect. You'll still find yourself losing the camera with a fast-moving enemy, or if you're having a combat near a wall or another obstacle, and the camera will wind up getting caught on those things. But for the most part, the camera...
Dude, I don't know. I can't remember that. I'll definitely be critiquing that myself now, knowing this, that he critiqued this myself, and I'll be replaying this game. I'll definitely have to check that out. At least I know for the Chain of Memories, the camera in there is still kind of shitty. I'm experiencing, at least on the Steam Deck, playing on there, playing on Steam. And also you're trying to log on and also like flip through your cards and try to remember the combos that you could do with the cards. It's just too much, I feel like. And that's my problem with Chain of Memories right now. And it was a little confusing too. trying to get like what the heck the doors meant, you know, like how to unlock the doors and this and that. But man, trying to like do your keyblade and a fire move while trying to do a keyblade fire move while also scrolling through your deck while also being locked on, getting attacked and trying to dodge. Like, dude, you're doing so much, dude. It's the cards is I can't do the cards. I don't like the cards. I like the simple mash X.
Camera is highly improved. Another section that fans really hated in the first game, and understandably so, was the gummy ship sections, which were slow, very plotting, and you only really needed them to transition.
I didn't really care for it.
In Kingdom Hearts 2, it's really been revamped with a Panzer Dragoon style. And
I never in Final Mix have ever modified my gummy ship. I just did the default one all the way through. I think I can't remember messing around with it.
Feel to the gameplay. In that sense, you have a much faster paced, action-packed sequence where you are literally fighting against a large amount of ships, gun emplacements, bosses, and other objects that are essentially being thrown at you.
Yeah, that looks so much better than Final Mix. Oh yeah. See how that thing attached to him right there? That doesn't happen in Final Mix. This was so much better. That looks so much more fun. I can't wait to play that.
Missiles. You can have the option to get teeny ships, which are little side helpers that add to your firepower, and it's actually a way of building up your stockpiles to improve your ship. So it's
when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, the developers cooked. They cooked, dog. This is insane. From the gameplay experience from Final Mix and the gummy ship from there to this is insane. They drastically improved that.
It's kind of a nice little additional side quest if you find yourself getting a little bit bored with the main story. Unfortunately, there's one thing with the game that kind of becomes very dull and very straightforward. And this is one of the things that have been posted on the boards. I understand that a lot of people have been saying that the original was full of button mashing. I
love
understand that. I know it. This one still has essentially the same features. However, the reason why it's a lot more focused on the button mashing than the first quest is because the first quest you actually needed magic or summons to help you out with certain bosses, like Ursula or the Trick Master, to weaken them or to give yourself an easier time. You don't need that in this game. In fact, you can literally just pound on the X button from the opening sequence through the end boss and
I don't give a fuck, dude. That was fun as fuck. Dude, I fought through a whole army right here. You see this? I fought through a whole army. I was Madara before Madara was Madara, dog. You cannot tell me that was not 10 out of 10. I don't care. Madara didn't use that much jutsu when he went ham against the whole shinobi force until what's the phrase showed up? Tamari showed up, from my memory, right? This shit was, I don't care what you say, this thing was cool as hell. I loved this part.
Never ever have to use any offensive magic, any summons, any limits, or any drive attacks once. This brings me to a very important point, which is that the game does not scale its difficulty level the farther along in the game as you go. At the beginning, you have the ability to commit maybe 3-hit combos at the best.
Did he fight Sephiroth?
By the end of the game, however, you're committing at least 6 to 8 hit combos on every single attack, plus potentially adding area damage effect to any enemy around you. The enemies, on the other hand, the Heartless, the Nobodies, and a lot of the other creatures that you will wind up fighting, don't ever increase their skills or increase their health significantly. So you're essentially slaughtering hundreds and hundreds of enemies with very little effort. This also brings me to...
That brings the dopamine to my brain to high levels. That's what matters, right? If you're releasing dopamine in my head by just slaying through enemies, I like it. My brain likes it. We like it. We like it.
One of the other points that I haven't really seen addressed in emails or on the boards, which is that this is supposed to be an action RPG. Unfortunately, with the heavy balance towards action this time around, there are very little RPG elements. The game is extraordinarily linear. There's very little exploration that you need.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say it's really an RPG on that aspect. You have no really choice and direction of the story flow at all. It's kind of straightforward. The developers want it to go one way, and it's going to go that way. There's no way you're going to alter it. It's go to this next section, you go to that next section, story, go to the next section, story. Like, it's pretty straightforward
to do, and tasks that you might originally expect to find in an RPG really are not there. Meaning the only thing that you are having that is of the RPG element is gaining levels for your party and essentially managing parties within each world, which you can.
So okay, I can get behind critiquing that. If you advertised it as a role-playing game and it's not a role-playing game, you definitely deserve to get critiqued for that, and definitely deserve to get docked on your score. I agree with that.
Swap out on the fly doesn't really mean that it is an RPG game. It's more like a Dungeon Warriors clone.
What, a 7?
With the Kingdom Hearts genre and universe glommed onto it. In sum, part of the problem with Kingdom Hearts 2 is kind of like receiving a very shiny, very elaborately wrapped package after waiting for 4 years in eager anticipation. It's going to look great, and it's going to feel like an exceptional thing to have in your hands. However,
I miss this
once
game.
you open that package and you start to really get used to what is in that box, you realize that you're not exactly getting what you were anticipating or what you were hoping for. That's part of the problem. The hardcore fans are going to love this. You're probably going to have it anyway.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I feel like this is probably one of the best Kingdom Hearts games to I feel like this is one of the best Kingdom Hearts games to experience. Where would you want to start? Final Mix with the shitty camera? Chain of Memories with the decks?
Sending me a lot more email and a few more posts on the board. For those of you that are new to the series or possibly on the fence, you might want to rent this one first.
What? Dude! No, you didn't! No, I would buy this game so hard on a heartbeat, dude. You might want to rent this first. Wow. Let's look at the comments right here, okay? And now it's one of their best RPGs of all time list. Yeah, all the game is button mashing. Someone never beat Sephiroth. Dude, what I say? Dude, these guys don't play through these games, and that's something about these game reviewers that suck, is they just go through these games, just play it just enough to get a grasp of something, Danny, just to give it a review. And that's so frustrating, because when you watch these and they didn't really play the game. They reviewed it and they really never played the game. Can't spell ignorance without IGN. 7.6, no guns, no COD. If this guy played Final Mix, I bet he would take back the button mashing it. If he played Uncritical, oh, he would be crying like a bitch. Dude, yes, I'm liking all this, dude. This is insane. Dude, Kingdom Hearts 2 is a fucking banger. Dude, honestly, screw IGN and the reviews. 13 years goes and they were still posting, and they're still posting shit reviews. Damn, IGN, nothing's changed. Nothing's fucking changed.